Hey, Katya. Are you still enjoying that life of poverty of yours?
Good evening, Palma. First of all, I'm not in poverty and get by just fine. What makes you think that I'm in poverty? Anyways, what do you want?
Yeah. You're poor compared to my father, so there's no point in acting all tough.
Your father?
Yeah, my father. You haven't heard of him? I got divorced with my husband a few years back, and I'm now living with my parents in their house. You already know that, right? It's not the weird kind of father, all right? I don't need to do such perverted things because my family is already so rich.
Oh, yes, I've heard. I heard that you were so careless with money and so selfish that your husband lost patience with you and divorced you.
Huh? That's not how it went at all. It's just that my ex-husband couldn't keep up with my celebrity lifestyle, which means that we were meant for different worlds in the first place, and we only noticed that after we got married. I pitied him and how he had to live with me in my celebrity world when he couldn't keep up. So I let him go back to the world of the common people.
Huh? You let him go back to the world of the common people? I guess that's one way of putting things.
Huh? What are you trying to say? I know you're jealous of my celebrity lifestyle, but that's no excuse to get all salty on me, all right?
Whatever. Could you get to the point already? Why did you suddenly contact me? I don't have the time to talk nonsense with you all day, so please hurry up and tell me what you came to say.
What do you mean nonsense? But I'm your fellow mother at the kindergarten. That's a bit too mean, don't you think? Anyways, though, I agree. I should just hurry up and tell you the news because it's something that will make you fall to your knees. You won't be able to act all tough after you hear what I have to tell you.
Is that so? Hurry up and say it then.
You see, it's about your husband, Louis. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid he's mine now.
What?
You see, I've been thinking recently that my children need a father and that I need a husband myself. That's when I remembered that your husband, Louis, was such a high-spec and handsome man. Someone like that is wasted on a poor woman like you, so I decided to have him for myself. We've been going out for a few months now, and he finally said that he wanted to get married with me.
So, what you're trying to say is that my husband cheated on me with you?
I don't like how you put it that way. It makes it sound like I did something wrong. I want you to say that this is a successful celebrity marriage. Besides, it's not cheating because I'm a better fit for him than you ever were.
I don't know what your definition of cheating is, but I'm pretty sure that that's not how the law defines it. Anyways, I don't care about any of that. Just get to your point already.
Huh? But I already did get to my point. I just wanted to come and tell you that I stole your husband from you.
Are you sure that's it? You went out of your way to tell me about this yourself, which means that you probably intend on putting an end to this soon, right?
Putting an end to this? What do you mean by that? Oh, you're talking about the alimony, right? Jesus, this is the problem with poor people like you. Your husband just got stolen from you, and the first thing you think about is the money that you're going to receive from me as an alimony? This is why I hate the common people. It's like all their emotions have been replaced with a lust for money.
Calm down, princess. It seems that you don't quite understand the situation. Please don't forget that you're the one who's in the wrong here and not me. You really shouldn't be as proud about this as you are right now.
You're so mean, Katya. It's not my fault that I was a better match for your husband, Louis, than you were. I'll forgive you for being so mean to me, though. Because I'm going to consider what you just said to me as the final cries of the poor woman who just lost her husband.
Could you seriously just stop with all your nonsense? I want to get this over as fast as possible, as reading your text is honestly a pain in the rear end. What are we going to do about the alimony?
That's not a problem. My dad is going to pay for it anyway, so just hurry up and get divorced with Louis, all right?
You're going to count on your father, huh?
Yeah, so what if I count on my father to pay the alimony? What difference does it make to you? Anyways, should I give you 10,000 euros for the alimony or something? That's above the average amount for things like this, right? 10,000 euros is nothing for my father, you see.
Aren't you like 40 years old? And you're seriously saying stuff that a rich teenage girl would say?
Yeah, say whatever you want. You're just jealous your family is too poor for you to rely on your parents yourself. I mean, my father works as the department head for one of the 2 largest companies in this area. His salary increased almost 3-fold ever since he became a department head, which means that even if I'm now divorced and I'm a single mother, I don't have to worry about money even a single bit. I'm basically a celebrity, you know.
You're getting off topic again, Pelma. What makes you think I wanted to hear any part of what you just told me?
Huh?
I already got that you're very proud of being a celebrity, but I'm going to have to talk with Lewis himself first and check whether what you just told me now is true. If necessary, I'm going to be hiring a lawyer after that and ask him or her to handle this for me. Please be a bit more patient, because I won't be able to get divorced with Lewis just yet.
Is that so? But are you sure it's all right if you hire a lawyer? I mean, wouldn't that be a bit too expensive for someone as poor as you?
You're still saying that? Like I said, I'm not poor. I don't know why you ever started thinking that in the first place.
I mean, once you get divorced with Lewis, you won't be able to maintain your current lifestyle anymore, right? Which is why I'm just so worried about you.
Is that why you've been calling me poor all this time? Because you knew that me and my husband would get divorced soon?
Yep, I've been calling you poor ever since me and Lewis started going out, you see. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but it will happen, so it's the truth, right? It was so hilarious seeing you confused as to why I was calling you poor.
I think it would be best if you started worrying about yourself and what's about to happen to you before worrying about other people's futures. Just remember, though, that whatever happens to you from now on is your own doing.
Huh? What even is that?
I'm not going to reply to a single one of your texts until I'm finished preparing. Goodbye.
Come on, Katya, what is the meaning of this? Your husband Lewis just came to my house. He says that you kicked him out of your house or something? I mean, I get how you don't want to share a roof with a husband who doesn't love you, but Lewis is the owner of that house, isn't he? You can't just kick him out like this. You're the one who should leave with your kids. Oh, I get it. Your parents are already dead, right? Which means that you can't rely on them and have nowhere else to go. Not only that, but you're so poor that you can't even stay in a hotel or something. Fine. If that's the case, then I'll forgive you for kicking Lewis out of his own home like this. But once you two get divorced and we pay you an alimony, you'll have the money to move out. I won't let you stay in the house after that, all right? By the way, Katya, were you able to hire that lawyer you said you were going to be hiring? My father is getting so impatient and keeps asking me how much the alimony is going to be. I need you to hurry up so he can pay it for me as soon as possible because my father is a busy man, you know? We're just waiting for you now. We'll be able to give you the money on the exact same day you ask it from us. Hey, when's this lawyer of yours going to come? Not only that, but why do you keep ignoring my texts? Why don't you reply at least once? I mean, it's so disrespectful how you keep ignoring my texts, even though you're just a poor woman. Hold on, what is the meaning of this? I happened to go by my dad's office today and saw you entering the building. What does someone like you have to do at a place like that? Oh, don't tell me, but are you currently in the process of trying to find a job after you get divorced? If that's the case, I'll ask to make sure that you don't get hired by his company. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, but that lawyer of yours came today. We're going to give you that alimony you're asking from us by the end of the day, so look forward to it, all right? Katya, what in the world is the meaning of this? Yesterday, when your lawyer came and told me the amount of money we had to pay you, I tried to go and tell Dad about it since he was supposed to pay it off immediately. But when he heard your name, his face went pale and he gave a wail, locking himself in his room. After that, all he said was, "We're screwed." Just what in the world did you do to my father? Katya, what do you mean your husband Louis is just a regular employee? But I thought he was the department head of some other company or something. I also heard from him that the house I thought belonged to him actually belonged to you. I tried to make Louis pay the alimony for me since it looked like my dad wasn't going to be of any use, but even he said that it was impossible. Not only that, but for some reason my mom left my dad divorce papers she had already signed and left. Seriously, what in the world is going on here? This can't be happening. My dad's guilty of embezzlement? Is that why he started panicking and saying that we're screwed?
Good morning, Palma. I was just about to contact you about that myself.
Katya! Finally, you replied to my text. Hey, tell me what's going on here. What do you mean my father is guilty of embezzlement?
Well, it basically means that he's been stealing money that wasn't his. Because of that, your father was fired from the company.
Huh? What do you mean my father was fired?
It means exactly what you think it means. The reason I was about to contact you was to explain this to you myself.
What?
First of all, I'll tell you who I really am to make what I'm about to tell you now as easy to understand as possible. You see, I'm an executive manager at S Corporations.
What?
This is going to answer the question you had yesterday as well, but you probably mistook Louis for being a department head of some company when, in reality, it was me who had that sort of position.
Isn't S Corporations...
Yes, it's the company your father used to work at before he got fired. I was an executive manager there, which means that I was one rank higher than your father at the company. Meaning that I was your father's boss, basically.
You were my father's boss?
Yes, let me continue. You see, your father was the accounting manager at our company. One day, one of our employees noticed that ever since your father got that position, the finances of the company have been a little strange. I decided to investigate this secretly when you suddenly revealed to me that my husband Louis was cheating on me with you. That's when you gave me a hint as to who the person responsible for the company's finances being off was. You told me that your father was going to pay however much money I wanted, right?
Could it be the case that...
Yes. You see, your father, our former accounting manager, was always pretty free with his money. But ever since he was promoted to this new position, he's been spending a bit more money than one would think a person of his salary would actually be able to spend. You see, there were already plans for tens of thousands of euros from the company's finances to be used soon. We were keeping a watch on him because of that, as there was a possibility that he would attempt embezzlement again, you see.
What? You were investigating my father?
Repeating what I say word for word is a sign that you don't actually understand what's happening, you know? Make sure you read these texts I just sent you one more time carefully after our conversation. Anyways, the team that was tasked to investigate your father was able to successfully catch him trying to embezzle some more money. And he was soon fired after that.
What? So the reason that as soon as father got a promotion at his company, we were suddenly able to live a celebrity lifestyle was because...
It probably had something to do with the money he stole from the company.
But if that's the case, then what am I supposed to do now? Your husband Louis is just a regular employee and has no money, so I can't count on him. And the money that my father was supposed to give me to pay off your alimony was actually money that he stole. Who's going to pay for this alimony now?
Palma, have you ever considered working and paying it off yourself?
Huh? I'm supposed to get a job now?
Do you see any other options?
But I've never worked a day in my life.
Well, it looks like you'll just have to start.
Yeah, but...
You can't rely on anyone to pay the alimony for you, right? Which means that you'll just have to pay for it on your own.
I think I'll give Louis back to you.
Sorry, I don't want him anymore. Besides, even if you break up with Lewis or something, it won't change the fact that you'll have to pay me an alimony.
Seriously? But I don't want him anymore.
If you have any questions regarding the law, then please ask my lawyer about it. Well then, I'm going to be blocking this account, so please contact me through my lawyer from now on.
Katya, wait!
Well, that was what happened. Palma's father was found guilty of embezzlement, and in exchange for settling things privately, he was asked to return all the money he stole from the company, which amounted to several tens of thousands of euros. It seems that his daughter Palma helped him out with returning this money. Unrelated to that, though, I was able to receive an alimony from both Palma and Lewis. I thought that Lewis would be taking custody of our children, but apparently he just one day disappeared entirely, telling one of our neighbors that he was leaving to find a new job. For some reason, it looks like Lewis is currently with Palma's father somewhere, and one day, after I had almost forgotten about what happened, our office at S Corporations was suddenly just mailed his letter of resignation. According to the rumor, he had to take on a loan from the same people Palma got a loan from as well. I don't know whether that has something to do with this, but no one knows where the three of them are right now, and neither is anyone able to contact them.
Hey, Mr. Gibbard. Are you available for a few minutes? I just have a few things I want to ask you about the files you gave me earlier.
Ugh, seriously? Can it wait until tomorrow?
Didn't you say I had to submit everything by tomorrow?
No. The general rule of thumb in the corporate world is to say things are due earlier than they really are, especially when assigning something to subordinates.
Oh, really? So that means I don't actually have to submit everything tomorrow?
No, that's not what it means. Submit it tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll have to put in overtime to finish writing everything. But I've been doing overtime a lot lately, and I was hoping to go home early for a change tonight.
Jen, listen up. Your job ends when it ends, not when you decide you want to go home. If you're satisfied with the progress you've made and think it's ready to be submitted to our client, then you can leave. If not, then unfortunately that means you need to stay until it's done. Your name's gonna be stamped on it, not mine.
I understand. In that case, I'll stay in the office until I finish.
Understand that I gave you this assignment because I'm an expert on assessing my subordinates' abilities and decided you'd be the best to do this. That's my job. Your job is to get everything ready for the client by tomorrow. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, you have. Well, in that case, I'd like to talk to you about the files now, if that's okay. I'd prefer not to discuss the client's information over text messages. By any chance, are you still in the office? If not, I wouldn't mind talking over the phone.
I'm in the car listening to a podcast right now, so I'd rather not talk right now. I'll call you once I park.
You're in your car right now? Does that mean you've gone home already?
Yeah, I have. Is there a problem with that?
No, it's not a problem. It's just... You said you chose me to work on this assignment, but really you're the one who's responsible for it, right? I get the feeling that you passed this off to me because you couldn't be bothered with it.
Do you have any idea how busy I am? I'll be working at home as soon as I get back. And if I have some dim-witted employee like you asking me a million questions, I'll never be able to finish everything I have to do. Who do you think you are? How dare you try and make it seem like I'm slacking off?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to come off that way.
If anyone's wasting time, it's you. If you really want to go home that badly, put your phone down and get to work.
You're right. I will. I'm really sorry, but there's one last thing.
Wow. Does it ever end with you? I really need to talk to the higher-ups about having people put their personal phones in a locker during working hours. I'm getting a headache from reading all these pointless text messages.
I'm really sorry. I wanted to talk again about my resignation.
Oh,
Have you heard anything from Mr. Andrews? It's been about a week, but I still haven't heard anything from him. It's a little strange.
Nope. Haven't heard a thing.
I see. Next time I see him, I'll ask him directly about it. Maybe I'll ask to set up a meeting.
I think it's better if you don't do that. Need I remind you, Mr. Andrews is a very busy man. He's running this whole company, after all. He probably just hasn't had time to address small issues like your resignation. You'll just come off as needy and annoying. He'll get to it eventually.
You think? I feel like not moving forward as soon as possible would cause problems for other employees. I don't want to get assigned to something only to have to leave halfway through and make someone else have to finish it for me.
If you're worried about causing trouble, then don't quit in the first place. Do you have even a single brain cell in your head?
No, I am leaving the company. I've already decided that. I thought I made that clear in our discussion when I let you know.
If I'm being honest, I don't think you provided a valid reason. How about you rethink everything before you hear from Mr. Andrews?
Excuse me?
I mean, come on. You were being a baby. You're stressed, so you're getting sick, and your time of the month is late sometimes? Come on. I don't think those excuses are good enough. Show me anyone who doesn't feel stressed from their job.
Those are perfectly valid reasons. Both I and my family feel they are.
Kids these days just don't know what hard work really is. My wife raises our kids and does everything around the house, even if she doesn't feel well, and I've never heard her complain once about it. If her stomach is upset, I'm nice enough to lay out a plastic bag she can put in her pocket if she doesn't think she'll make it to the toilet in time. You should take a page out of her book and toughen up. There's no place in this world for weaklings.
Excuse me?
Let me give you her number. I'm sure she'd be happy to teach you a few things. Like how to fight through your own selfish desires to finish the task that's in front of you. In fact, I'll text her now and let her know you want advice from her.
No, thank you. While I appreciate the offer, I guess I'm going to have to decline.
As your boss, I'm ordering you to learn from her. It'll boost your work productivity. Text her before it gets too late. Got it?
Fine. Okay.
What do you want? I'm taking lunch right now. If you have yet another pointless question, just save it for later.
It's about my resignation. I just happened to run into Mr. Andrews. When I asked him if he's read my letter of resignation, he said he had no idea what I was talking about. What's going on?
I have no idea. How could he have read it?
Huh? Because I gave it to you, explaining to you I was leaving the company and asked you to pass it along to him. We even texted about it the other day.
Yeah, you did. But did I ever say that I'd give it to him? I don't remember ever saying I would. Go back and read those texts and see if I ever said I'd give it to him.
Are you serious? Is that something you even need to say?
If I didn't say it, why would you assume I would? Don't jump to conclusions.
This is ridiculous. I handed it to you, told you to give it to him, and you said, I understand. What more needed to be said?
Prove it.
Huh?
Like I said, prove it. Prove that I said that.
Why do I need proof?
Because you're accusing me of something. If you're going to accuse me of not giving it to Mr. Andrews, prove that I ever said I would in the first place. Something's not right with you. I think you might be hearing things. Do you have voices in your head or something? Maybe you should take the day off and go to a psychiatric hospital.
Excuse me? How could you possibly treat me like I'm the one who did anything wrong?
Because you have. And if you have no feelings of remorse for accusing me of lying, then I'll have no choice but to report this incident to Mr. Andrews. We can't have someone with questionable mental health at this company. It's a major liability.
Oh, cut that out right now. If anyone is mentally unstable, it's you.
Ha! Yeah, right. You know what? I think he does need to know about this. What does it matter to you? You said you want to quit anyway, right? I'm gonna assume you'll be taking up all your projects and they'll be given to other employees. Guess you can't avoid causing trouble after all. Ha! Heyo! Too busy to pick up my call? What are you doing right now, Jen?
Working overtime?
Haha, again? You must really like staying late. Have you ever finished anything within normal working hours?
I would've, but you threw something on my desk last minute as you were walking out the door to go home.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. Actually, just forget about that for now. We're all meeting up at O'Reilly's pub. Come down for some drinks. George and Alan are coming too. It's a real sausage party right now. We need a woman to balance out the vibe.
I'm not going to drop this to come out. We need these reports first thing tomorrow morning in the meeting.
Finish it when you get back. Why don't you come down and take a break? You can pick up where you left off later. Taking breaks is important. I'll buy you a drink.
I'm not going to take work home with me if I don't have to. Sorry, but maybe next time.
Wow. You're such a wet blanket. Anyone else would drop everything to come hang out with their boss. You're not still mad, are you?
About what?
You know, for telling everyone at the office you're not mentally stable. Not like it's my fault or anything. You're the one who accused me of lying. Don't take it out on me.
Take it out on you? You told people I belonged in the loony bin because I was upset you didn't pass off my resignation like I asked you to. So, yeah, I'm still a little upset about that.
Didn't mean to cause offense. Maybe you should take a good long look in the mirror and see who's really to blame here.
Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway, I'm busy right now.
Huh, fine, be that way. And to think I was considering throwing you a going-away party. I mean, it wouldn't have been a very big one. I don't think anyone would have come. Oh well, I guess I won't bother. I heard you gave your letter of resignation straight to Mr. Andrews. What an idiot you are. You have no common sense, do you?
What other choice do I have? You obviously wouldn't give it to him for whatever insane reason, so I had to do it myself.
I thought we were done with this whole thing. Whatever. Honestly, I probably should have if it meant you leaving sooner. I feel bad for your new job for getting tricked into hiring you. It won't be long before they realize, too, how incapable you are.
I'm not sure you have any right to call other people incapable. Like I said, I'm busy. Is there anything else you need to insult me about?
Fine. Get back to work. Try your best not to cause any trouble for these last 2 weeks. Especially to me. Jen, I want to thank you for all your hard work. I know there were times this job was a lot, but you really held your own. I hope you take everything you've learned and what I taught you to your next job.
Thank you. It was tough, but I got through it.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect to get a response from you.
Huh?
To be honest, I thought after everything that's happened between us, you'd never talk to me again.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, there's been a lot of unnecessary drama. But I figured I should have the decency to say goodbye.
That's right. Glad we can end on good terms. Anyway, remember that bar I told you about the other day? O'Reilly's? What do you say we go? We can have a proper going away party.
Sorry, I've already gone home. It's a bit too far from where I live.
Ha ha ha! Still a wet blanket until the end, huh? Fine. I guess I'll just get straight to the point.
Go ahead.
I have a really big favor to ask you. I want to spend just one night with you.
Sure.
What? Really? You agree? Are you sure?
Yeah, no problem. I guess we'll never see each other again, so what's the harm?
Wow. I'm the happiest guy on earth. Actually, I've always had a thing for you. That's why I always wanted to work closely to you. It's also why I never handed in your letter of resignation.
Oh, that's the reason?
Sorry about all of that. But are you 100% sure you're okay with this?
Yep. When do you want to do it?
When are you free?
How about tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Wow, so soon, huh? I'll clear my whole day. How about around 7? I'll make a reservation at a hotel. I'll be waiting for you.
Great.
Jen, where are you? I've been waiting here for an hour.
I'm sitting on my couch eating chips.
What? You said we would spend the night together.
I don't remember saying that.
What?
Did I specifically say I am going to spend the night with you? I don't believe I did. Go ahead and look back at our texts.
You didn't need to say it. You implied it. Is this your immature way to get back at me? Just because you quit doesn't mean you can do childish stuff like this. Don't think I'm going to let you get away with this.
I didn't quit.
Huh?
Plus, I'm not doing anything to get back at you. I'm on my way over there right now.
Oh, that's great news. Looking forward to seeing you.
I'm almost there.
What's going on? What did you do? I heard a knock on the door, and when I looked through the peephole, I saw Mr. Andrews standing there.
That's right! He knows that you tried to get me to come there.
What? Why would he know that?
He didn't believe me at first. Thanks to a certain someone who spread salacious rumors about me. You texted me right as I was saying my goodbyes to him yesterday. The timing couldn't have been better. He was white as a ghost when I showed him your texts.
Are you serious?
Yep. Then we talked all about the reason why I decided to leave the company. For example, all the unacceptable language you've used towards me. All the work you pushed onto me when really you were the one that was supposed to be doing it. Once he heard all of that, he said, I can't let you leave under these conditions. I'll take care of this myself. Please, hold tight and let me sort this out. In the meantime, please reconsider leaving, he said.
I'm so sorry. I'll get on my hands and knees and apologize for everything I did to you. But you gotta get Mr. Andrews out of here. Tell him this was all a big misunderstanding.
Why would I do that?
What do you mean? I'm gonna get fired if he sees me here. Please, I have a wife and kid.
Oh, speaking of your wife, ever since you gave me her number, we've been texting each other so much. We're really close now. Yep. She told me all about how you scream at her until all the work around the house is done perfectly. She said she's been waiting for years for a good excuse to divorce you. Well, I granted her wish. I took screenshots of our conversation yesterday and sent them to her.
What?
Man, you're in a tough spot, aren't you? You're about to lose your job, and yet I bet you're about to get slammed with alimony payments.
This is all your fault. I'm going to get my revenge on you.
Can't you take responsibility for anything you do? You pass your work to me, and now you're passing off the blame to me. I don't think you're capable of doing anything yourself.
Pick up the phone!
Don't waste your time trying to call me. Just worry about opening that door and facing the music. Mr. Andrews is waiting for you. After a few minutes, Mr. Gibbard finally opened up the door. Mr. Andrews verbally ripped him apart. He fired Mr. Gibbard on the spot. He went home with his tail between his legs, only to get slapped with divorce papers from his wife as soon as he walked through the door. His wife immediately left home with their daughter to go stay with her parents. He lost everything in a matter of minutes. If it were anyone else, I'd feel bad for him. But thinking back to how horribly he treated me, I don't feel one shred of regret for what I did. Mr. Andrews personally apologized for what happened. He said he felt responsible for all of this happening right under his nose. He persuaded me not to resign for the time being. I agreed, working for a little while longer, but eventually wanted to move on to something new. After everything I've been through, I feel like I can take on anything that comes my way.